Danny.
How are you doing?
I am doing fine.
All right.
I didn't
So,
get my questions in advance, so should I be nervous?
no, no. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be nervous. It's more of a chat. It's more of conversation. Just more of getting to understand the world from your eyes. Because
Yeah.
I think it's good. The reason why we have the show mainly is just to reintroduce Gambians to people that are doing well, both home and abroad, in different works of life, in different fields. And with the work that you do, I think you must be commended for it. I mean, I've been following you for a while. I think I just did not know that it was you. So let's start from the beginning.
Yes.
Your name. How do you get people to pronounce your name? Let's just start from there.
Yeah. So, of course, I am Mandinka. My dad's Mandinka and my mom is Aku. And I was named after my grandma, who was called Nyenya. Nyenya in Mandinka means beautiful.
Yeah.
And when she started having her kids, they started calling her Ma Nyenya. So beautiful mother, Ma Nyenya.
So Ma Nyenya, oh Nyenya.
So Ma Nyenya, yes.
Oh, oh, but I don't understand how some people always find the complexity in names, but it's just beautiful.
I know. At first I was a bit, when I was younger, people used to make fun of me in primary school, if I could remember. And they'll call me Manyima, or sometimes they'll say Imanyinya. So one day I went to my dad and I'm like, why did you give me that name?
True.
Why didn't I have a Fatu or a Binta or whatever? And then he told me this beautiful story. You know how parents are.
Yeah.
So basically what it was, my grandma came from a different village. So she came to my grandfather's village to get married to him. And when she came to the village, everybody was like, oh my God, your wife is so beautiful. So when they would ask her, what's your name? My grandfather would respond, her name is Nyenya. So everybody started calling her Nyenya, Nyenya, Nyenya. So that's how they got the name Beauty. So yeah, so I thought, oh, I'm gonna roll with that then. Ma Nyenya it is.
Ma Nyenya it is. Ma Nyenya
Yes.
Is joining us this evening on Crude. Now, I'll before I ask you the general question that pretty much just kickstarts everything about how 2020 has been for you. But we had a conversation during the week as to the importance of African names, and just you mentioning this kind of just brings me back to that. Yeah. We as Africans, we as Black people, are currently talking about the emancipation of the Black man, of the Africanness. How we really want to embrace our African side. But the perfect example starts from even our names. How do we embrace those African names? Because for me, I wish I had like an authentic African name, like Danny Constant. It's really young. And that is a step further. That's a step forward. And just you talking about it is really powerful. But what, apart from just the names, what are other ways that we could emancipate ourselves? What was another way that Africans, we could pretty much just begin to take back control of what's ours?
To take back control as Africans, we need to learn about our history. We need to learn about who we are. We need to learn about the people before us, what they did, what they achieved. And we need to take those examples, live by it now, and teach the ones are to come, who are, the next generation, or our children, so to speak. We have to be proud of who we are. We don't have to wait for someone to come from America to decide to come and live in Gambia, Senegal, or Ghana for us to appreciate the motherland, so to speak. But I think as Africans, Africa is a beautiful continent. You know, you don't know how beautiful the continent is and how important it is for us to embrace our culture until you travel and come abroad. Then you appreciate it more. So yes, let's go back to the past, learn about those that were there before us, and then live by what they did and try to surpass what they did, and also teach the ones that are coming after us. So it's a baton. They pass it to us and we pass it to the next generation, and so on and so on. But be proud of who you are and where you come from.
Now, in terms of the history, I've had several conversations with people about this. Now, we talk of history, but the history that we know, the African history that we have been taught, is Tuwa Binyoko Binda. Like, now, how do we rewrite what we feel is authentically our stories, but not what we're eventually going to get from elsewhere? Because, for example, the history of Egypt, or where the history of Egypt begins, is it begins where the white man took over.
Yes.
And anything else from there after that or before that does not matter. So how do you restructure that?
The griots. We have the griots that tell the stories. Those are the storytellers of Africa. These are the people who used to sing for the kings and the queens, and you know, so the griots, and they still do. So, and plus there are people there that the white man, they tried to rewrite our history, but they did not take what we already knew. So it has been passed on from generation to generation. So the griots are always doing it. If you sit, for me, for instance, if I sat now with a Mandinka griot, they would tell me a lot of history about my family, about where I come from, about Gambia, about a lot of things. And we have historians as well, who don't only tell you what the white man told us, but also they've learned, they've taken from those griots and other things. And the history is there. You just have to research, basically. You have to research.
Research it is. Research it is. Getting into our conversation, 2020, this year has been a roller coaster for many.
Yes.
And for the most part, it has kind of been a mind opener for many people. I mean, I did get to start this platform just to also not for anyone else, but equally just for myself, for my personal curiosity as to getting to talk to the likes of yourself and so many others. What has this year been like for you?
Wow, 2020 has been a year of reflection for me, because Musso Media House was born in 2020, but I started thinking about this 10 years ago. Every time I say I was going to do it, I never did, because I had a very, very busy 9 to 5. So I've been working for this company for 10 years, and I see what I do for the company, and I thought, I want to do something different. And every time I say I'm going to leave, you either get a raise or, you know, they entice you to stay. You know, I'm Mandinka, so so you stay. And I did the whole media thing on the side, on the low and stuff. But then when 2020 came along, Corona was it for me. I sat down, I had more time. I wasn't going to work because obviously, you know, most people, I've not been laid off, but we've been on a furlough where you stay at home. You still get paid. Okay. And I decided, what am I going to do? Because they gave me an option. Do I want to go into work? Do I want to work from home? And I said no, because I knew I wanted to focus on what I wanted to do, what I've been thinking about. And a conversation with a very close friend, he's into film as well, Ishmael Assar. Right. We spoke and he's like, this is your chance. This is your opportunity. And I can say that he kind of like mentored me per se, because he gave me that confidence I needed. Because sometimes, you know, when it's been a long time since you've done it, you kind of think, would I be able to? Would I be able to? And I think Musso Media, the birth of Musso Media, was a collective effort by so many brilliant people who came together. And like I always say, I stand on the shoulders of very great men and women. So 2020 was a year of reflection, but also it gave me the opportunity to be able to just, you know, get Musso Media House going.
Okay, that's a good way. That's a good way to look at it. I love the fact that regardless of the speed bumps along the way, you've been able to look at the positive aspect of it and how far it has certainly brought you. But what in terms of media, with the experience that you have, I think for most people, for those that are just joining us, I tried to summarize a little bit from her bio.
Yeah,
Ma Nyenya Dumbbell is somewhat into a lot. I mean, so she's basically a media mogul. I'm going to call her that. Founder and producer of the Musso Media House.
Yeah.
She started off as a presenter and announcer at the Gambia Radio Television in 1998, and she had a little gig there with West Coast Radio as radio DJ, and she was certainly presenting the news and other insightful stories along the side. She did a training with Dutch Weller.
Dutch Weller television. Yeah.
Right.
So they did a training with all of us, the Lamin Mangas, the Rames, all of us. Because I was with that group. We started the GRTS. Yeah.
So into the UK Tech National Diploma that you currently hold in television and film production, your catalog of event hosted is
catalog.
You have quite a list over there. I mean, if I showed you mine, you will be intrigued as well.
I know exactly. That's why I said catalog.
you have a list, but you speak highly in your profile of your parents.
Absolutely.
We'll get into that. But my question is, what quality do you presume that a lot of people in this day and age lack? What quality?
Wow. It depends how you define quality. You know what I mean? Because my quality might not be somebody else's quality. I always say, if you're going to do something in life, give it your best. Be proud of yourself and make sure you've given it your utmost. You know, I don't like to judge other people's quality or not, because I always feel like we always have to embrace the fact that somebody did their best to achieve something. So I think when you start pointing that finger and say, you know, this person has quality, that person doesn't have quality, I think you have to look at yourself, because at the end of the day, we're all imperfect human beings. So as long as you give it your best, for me, it's not all about quality. It's about the person who gives determination and runs the race to the end, regardless of whatever. Okay.
So that is, I like the philosophical angle that you brought to to a question. The philosophical way angle that you've brought into answering the question. Now, you stirred a lot of pride in your family and in your work, and how influential your parents have been into being the driving force.
Yes.
Becoming what you are today. Now, just with you being around the world and whatnot, with everything that you have done, what scenario of your childhood or pretty much your life with your parents changed your life? You know, what scenario, what particular story, just, you know, that you once you remember, it's like, man, I think this was like the turning point.
Both my parents are creatives. Both my parents, my dad was a photographer, man some photos, people knew him. He was all over the place, painted the whole country yellow and black, as I always say. And my mom was a fashion designer, so she used to have shops all over in Senegal. She had shops all over Illy's Fashion. So those who were in the fashion industry in the 90s and early 2000 would have known about both my parents. And for me, to say if there was a turning point, I think it was like a progression,
Okay.
so to speak, because I've always seen my parents work hard. I've always seen my parents instill in us. Like, for instance, for me, I was one of those. I was one of those that was into everything. I was into the music, but the deal was, do well at school and you can do whatever else you want to do. And they were very supportive. My dad, I could remember when I was 8 years old, he took me to Radio Gambia, and that I had of the media industry. That's where I met Bora Mboj. I was only 8 years old. And I think they went to interview my dad. And my dad gave me, it's like, oh, my daughter loves to read. Let her read it. And I was like, I took it and I read it. And Bora said to me, come see me in 10 years time, and how ironic, after I did end up working with Bora Mboj, and my father, my parents in general, have been so amazing and supportive, very supportive. My dad believed in me. When you see your parents telling you and urging you on and telling you, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, it's like you just grow wings and you think the sky is the limit. True. I can do whatever I want to do as long as you've got their support and their blessings.
True.
And yeah, it's always been that. Until this day, they're still supportive, they're still guiding me, and the prayers, of course, are very important.
Very, very true. I mean, the parental validation is key. And
absolutely.
And just based on the work that you've done, I know for most African parents, they find pride in some of the mainstream work that we have. I mean, from the doctors to the architect to lawyers, like anything outside that is somewhat considered not really work per se.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life? But regardless of that, they've been able to give you room to excel, and you are
absolutely.
You're at the level in which you are in right now. I mean, you have phenomenal siblings. Now, how do you correlate with them? I mean, because your brother equally is a powerhouse.
Yes.
What's the dynamic of the relationship with your siblings like?
We are a very close-knit family, absolutely close-knit. And we always learn from each other. So it's not like he's the oldest, I learn from them, or he's the youngest. No, we always learn from each other. And yes, my brother is an inspiration, absolute inspiration. Usainu Dambel's story is out of this world. Because when I see young people thinking they can't make it in Africa, they need to, take the back way, go to Europe and stuff like that. No. Because that's not the case. Because with Os, he did not. When we were leaving Gambia, he was like, he wants to stay. He wants to build his empire in Gambia because he knows Gambia is a gold mine. So that gold mine that I always talk about, I got it from Usainu Dambel. He always says to me, Nyenya, Gambia is a gold mine. All you need to know is how to dig. You dig well, you would find the gold. And it is so true. It is so, so true. And with my other siblings as well, if you see, every time you watch a Musso Media House production, at the end of the credits, you will see my siblings on there. Yes. And it's not like I'm just giving them credit for giving them credit's sake. No, they do advise me. They are very important to me. And I'm sure I am to them as well. So there is no like a competitive type of streak now. If one person makes it, we all make it. So we have that type of mentality, and we make sure that we're all grounded. So again, like I always say, I stand on the very strong shoulders of men, great men and women who support me.
That is beautiful. One question before I take you into a segment that many people love.
Yeah.
that is the How Gambian
Oh God, okay. I've watched that bit. And most of the times I don't get most of the questions.
most people are like, yeah, Danny, are you doing it? Yes. Today we're doing that. But you work for GRTS. This is just, you know, like I told you, it's crude. So I just threw this question out there.
Yeah.
Now GRTS presenters, you somewhat work through them. Now, what's the why do all of them sound the same kind of, you know, like the reading style? Like in real life, most of them speak different though. But when it comes to the reading, you know, like there is a format that somewhat people before them, you know, like her name is, I think it's Fatu Sane. I think, yes, that's her name. One of the reporters. Oh no, one of the broadcasters, news readers, and all it trickles down. Like everyone has the same stat. Now, what's the deal with that? Like,
I don't know. The last time I worked for GRTS, it was 20 years ago. I started at GRTS when I was 18, and then I left 2 years later to come and live in the UK. So maybe it's the training. Maybe it is the way. Maybe it's the same person who trained us. Are you talking about the ones that I worked with, or the ones that are there now?
The ones you work with. The ones. Have you watched GRTS lately? Have you watched the news lately? Or have you been watching the news lately?
No. No, although I do come across some of the reports that they do. There's a guy, though, that I kind of like a lot. His name is something Cham.
Okay.
Something Cham. I don't know his last name, but I'm very impressed with his reporting. I think he's really, really, really good.
Ibrahim Cham.
Ibrahim Cham. I think that's what his name is. I don't know. But he is very impressive. Very impressive. I've seen his report once. So I thought, wow, that guy was really good. But I haven't really watched the news or anything. I think it's the training, because you know when
Rahim Cham is his name.
Rahim Cham, yes, he's really, really good. I think when you're being trained by someone, you do pick up certain things, and there is a certain way, of course, of doing reporting. So it's not the same way as you would do with you know, with speaking to yourself. It's slightly different. You know, I always say sometimes it's a bit, you know, you add a bit of, you know, I don't know, spice to it or something. Well, you know, the emphasis on the word, the full stops, the commas, and all that type of thing. You know, you need to pay attention to that. So, yeah, possibly maybe that's what they're trying to do.
Listen, I feel they need to somewhat have you go in there to cast the people reading the news. Listen, I'm
open to that. I'm open to that, as long as it's a paid job.
Let me tell you something. See, men, we love the news. Do you understand? We love what news. It's not because we listen to what the news has.
Yeah. It's
because we are liking what we see on television. Most men don't really like, you know, like, for example, neighboring Senegal, if you watch the news from their TV, you know, how you they talk to television, mashallah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want, like, you are at, like, when it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, like, you on a rush, you know, let's go see which of the beauty queens is on today. And I think also for GRTS, they somewhat have to, you know, just, you know, let's, you know, I think they have to also look for people that are very attractive to put on.
Yeah, they do that. People that are attractive and also can present well. But the thing is now, the difference between Senegalese television and Gambian television, I'm not knocking anyone, is because Senegalese television understand that appearance it's key. So you have to spend on your presenters. You have to make sure that they have their clothing allowance, or you know what I mean? And some of them sometimes will go and get their own deals on the side, like, you know, maybe on their Snapchat, as you would see nowadays. They'll be like, oh, hair buy this, clothes buy that, and they have people sponsoring them. So possibly if GRTS is not giving them clothing allowances, let them take the initiative and meet these designers that are in Gambia and get them to dress them up. And, you know, because sometimes I always say you don't always depend on your employers. Don't just sit and wait for them to provide. If you want to excel and become better, take the initiative for growth. You know, do you. Continue doing you. Don't be scared. Just make sure you're not breaking the rules, but do you. Because nowadays we've got all these social media platforms where you could just, you know, promote people. If you've got 40,000 or 12,000 followers, people would be willing to help. True. So they need to take the initiative. Don't wait for anyone to hand it over to you. That's not how it works.
You can't wait.
It doesn't work like that.
Welcome to another segment right now, people. How Gambian are you? This is the gist. This is where we get to ginger you small. Just put a little smile on people's face. This is where you need the comment section.
Where are my people? Where's Juka and Panderi? I need you guys. Oh, goodness. I need them.
This is where it happens right now. Okay. So I have about eight questions.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be fun. So we're going to write this. We're going to write this. We're going to write this.
Okay.
But quickly, what's your top 5 Gambian songs?
Oh my goodness. Why have you put me on the spot like that? Can you ask me? Okay, I like Jizzle.
No, okay, one.
I'm giving you an artist, so I'm not gonna give you the name of the songs because I'm rubbish when it comes to names of the song. I like ST.
Okay.
I like G. Oh my God, I love G. I like Attack, Dangal. Yeah. I like Attack. And another artist that I am liking at the moment, and I think she's excelling like rapidly, Ses Ngom. She's doing really well.
Okay. Says it is.
Yes.
Says has been in the music for a minute.
Yeah, she has, but like,
I think
she's branded herself, and I love what she's doing. And you know, when she does have her lives, you know, the acoustic bit that she did, and I just love that she's a typical example of not waiting for you to give it to me. I'm gonna go and get it.
Good.
Yes, I like that.
Okay, so let's do this. First question.
Yes.
Your favorite childhood song? Can you sing it? Your favorite like playground childhood song.
Yes.
What's
oh God, you so got me now. Okay, so my favorite childhood song.
Yeah.
So people won't believe this, right? But when we were younger, me and my siblings, we used to travel a lot to Obbe, you know, to the provinces. So my dad comes from this little tiny village called Boraba. So we used to go there because my grandma used to live there as well. I've got family there, my uncles, cousins and stuff. So holidays, we used to go and help with the farming and stuff. So the song that I used to like. So you want me to sing it? Is it Mandinka, yeah?
You have to sing.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. So the song was Tatali Fola, Natalie Fola, Boyo Natalie Fola, Lifo Banta Boyo Vesaila, Buldumbulo Sita, Galo Kamekumba.
Really? Like, are you not proud? Are you not proud of your childhood favorite song? What?
I had the best childhood ever. Honestly, I did. I loved my childhood. Honestly.
All right, question number 2. Yeah, she's Mandinka Breezy.
I am Mandinka Nyenya.
So question number...
You can stop laughing. You're just laughing at me. Block Juka. I don't need her help anymore.
So question number 2.
Yes.
What time of the year does everyone and everything turn dusty, sandy, and dry?
Hamatan.
What time of the year? Like what period of the year? So give me months.
Isn't it like Juka?
Hey. Auckland.
October.
Hey.
No, hang on. March, December. Let me say December.
You have one final option. And then if we get it wrong, we move on to something else.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna choose December.
Okay. So your answer is wrong.
March. March.
No, look, you already gave us the answer. What you
Okay, okay. My answer.
give me that.
So embarrassing.
Someone said umi mune December.
Umi, Mandama Fati, why am I listening to Umi said? Umi said Morgan not to Babe Kogis.
So umi, it's the answer is March, April. That's when we have the
You see, I thought Easter time. Yes.
So it's March, April. That's where you have the
Yeah.
Mboyo, that's where you have the Mboyo season. You have the Ratatouille season. You have the Nyakasangu season. It's that time.
So March, April. Umi said March, April.
Question number 3. Who is allowed to eat the head of the fish from the lunch bowl?
The boys, the men. Yes, the boys.
Is that your final?
I will never say girls. I'll say the boys. Why would we have the bad bit? They always give us the good bits.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that is. Yes.
And the answer is correct.
Hey, I got that one right.
Yes. So next question: in Gambia, what's the favorite excuse for lateness?
Favorite excuse for lateness would be lampa na pafayon. No amuton sanguma. Munuma pase. Juka, what is usually your excuse?
Munuma pase.
Oh, it's traffic.
No, it's not traffic. It's not traffic.
Isn't it lampa na pafayon? No amut.
No. It's not. It's not.
Oh my God.
No,
so is this when they're absent or when they're late?
When they're late.
The mother won't get it.
You come with network. One last try.
You come with a network. What's the right answer? I'd love to know.
So the right answer is Gambia maybe time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, they were like, yeah,
Gambian time. Okay.
You should be happy I even showed up. You know, Gambia maybe time.
Yeah.
I've
got some traffic jams on there. Okay, cool. All right. So okay.
So all right. So the next question is tricky. Name a place in Gambia you know that doesn't have flies.
My mother's house. Oh God. Anybody who's visited my mom's house, they'll know. Juka knows what I'm talking about. Oh God. I don't know. I just don't. Anywhere that doesn't have flies.
Yes.
Oh no, everywhere. Where would it? What? No. Oh no, but it would. I was just gonna say the beach, but then if you're eating something that has flies, that has like a mango or something, they're all over the place. You can be somewhere and you don't usually have flies there, and then all of a sudden they just appear. So I don't know.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Pandiri, tell me, you're in Gambia at the moment. Pandiri?
Is that?
I don't know. My people are letting me down.
I'm going to ask you before I give you that. Have you ever been to the River Gambia, the banks of the River Gambia?
It doesn't have flies.
Have you ever seen flies at the bank of the River Gambia?
Wow. But have you tested it with a mango in your hand?
Question is, have you been?
Yes, I have. When I was a kid, because I left Gambia quite early, but when I was a kid, and when I do come back, when I come for holidays and stuff, yes, I do go on. Yeah.
So try going to the banks of the River Gambia, and even if you take a mango shower, just if you see fly, then come back to me.
Really? Is there a reason for that?
I don't know.
Probably. Is that even normal? Should we not have
it's not.
should we not have people from the Environment Agency go check that out? Is that
We'll have them.
That's spooky. That's a bit spooky, isn't it?
True. That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
So next question, apart from rice.
Yes.
Rice.
Yes.
What else can Gambians eat and won't complain?
Apart from rice?
Yes. What else can Gambian eat and not complain?
Afra.
Are you telling me that you eat every day and not complain?
Take chura, rui.
Really?
Rui or chura.
Really? You give Gambian rui three times back to back, then you'll complain.
Tapalapa.
I need you to give me one answer. You can't just be all over the place. Yes, one answer.
Apart from rice.
Yes.
Because we eat everything we do is with rice. And you're saying
apart from rice, what else can Gambians eat and do complain? Go on, do complain. Like they wouldn't complain. Like the whole day do complain.
Jinejo.
Lulu.
You're how like Jinejo?
Lulu.
Jinejo is the thing that they make with the peanut butter. And it's like a porridge, but it's like porridge and the peanut butter mix. It's really good. Very good. I love that.
What? Final answer.
Oh, ebe.
Okay, and your answer is wrong. It's bread.
Oh.
Bread.
Who said ebe?
If they've told you bread forever.
Oh, but tapalapa is bread. You see? Someone said tapalapa is bread, isn't it? I said tapalapa before.
But you were not sure of it. You kept.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was just trying to see your reaction and choose one.
You're basically just tapping on the strings to see what makes the proper sound or the perfect sound.
Wow, bread. Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, bread. Definitely bread. Yeah, they can eat bread with anything.
Two more questions. Where does the idea of Salibo come from?
Okay, I would say because it's Mandinka Salibo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it came from the Mandinka tribe. Mm-hmm. But I can't tell you the reason why. Mm-hmm. But is it like the charity, like Salibo, like it's yeah, you know, every Korite, every Tobaski or whatever, we give out charity and whatnot. So ila Salibo. Mm-hmm.
You see, I love the fact that you're answering the question, but it's like you're not answering the question, but you're doing a good job. But that's good. That's good. So it's that was just it. Someone meant.
I'm not gonna even read what Umi said is right. Oh God.
Question.
Oh.
Who is the mayor of the Western Region? That's the BCC.
Oh yes, that's
Ekama City Council.
Oh, I thought BCC is Banjul City Council.
Oh, there's
BCC. You sure you didn't change it when I said, oh yeah, I know.
Marco change BCC. Brikama. The West.
And again.
Stop lying on people.
I know it's a man.
Just
I know it's a man.
One try.
I'm gonna give it. Oh, you see, you said BCC is Banjul City Council. You see, Juka like to
money. Okay, like by Brikama. Western.
Brikama Area Council. Okay.
Yeah, Brikama Area Council. Wow.
I'm gonna. Okay, I know it's gonna be a man, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna go for a name that comes to mind. Bakari Damfa.
Is it because it's the Damfa, Keba Damfa, his cousin to Keba Damfa or what?
I don't even know. I just thought, let me just give a name. Oh my God, this is bad. This is really bad.
Last try.
Oh, Landing Sonko.
Are you sure?
I'm putting it on Juka, so Landing Sonko. They said, I'm putting it on Juka. Juka said Landing Sonko, so Landing Sonko it is.
Oh my God. Really, guys? Are we really going to do this?
Who is it? Who is it?
No, but
Area Council.
But the last name is Sonko.
Bakari Sonko.
Oh my God! Really? Why is Bakari like your go-to?
Okay, you know what? The most common one. I'm just gonna give him Alaji Sonko.
The answer is Shirif Sonko.
Why? Oh my goodness.
Shirif is, yes.
That was difficult. That was difficult. Okay, Shirif Sonko.
But yeah, that's it. That's it. And
okay. But Shirif Sonko. Shirif Sonko.
Yeah, so it's Shirifo Sonko. That's his name. He is the mayor.
Shirifo Sonko. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. This is difficult. I'm sweating.
How much you give yourself over 10? Rate yourself now.
Wow, I did really bad. I did really bad. But I'm very Gambian. I can speak Mandinka. I can speak Wolof. I can speak Aku. I can speak Mandinka. I can speak Wolof. I can speak Aku. So I can speak 6.
Okay. No, so now how would you rate it? Now at the end of this, now after all these questions, how much?
I was trying to big myself up first before I said I think I did only 3.
So 3 over 10.
I think. How many did I do?
Yeah, until your mom. You got
11 out of 10. Love you too, Juka. Juka did 11 out of 10. So how many did I do?
Well, I would certainly give you a 3 over 10.
I told you. Oh God. But then that's why I said I speak Mandinka, I speak Aku, I speak Wolof. I speak, I'm very Gambian.
Okay. Yes, you indeed. Yes, very, very, very Gambian. You are very, very Gambian. You are. Yes. Guys, if you're actually just joining us right here, this is Crude, and we have Ma Nyenya. Now, I feel like I can well pronounce that name. Ma Nyenya.
Yes, you're doing really well. Very well, thank you.
Joining us on Crude, and we're certainly just having fun. I hope she's equally having fun with us.
I am. This is fun. Seriously, this is such a fun show. You're doing exceptionally well. I am.
Thank you very well. Host and currently also executive and producer of the Musso House, a media house. I'm going to ask you a little bit about archives, because I think that's one issue that we have in the country in terms of keeping of data, which I feel someday will haunt us.
Yeah.
But I feel technology equally is somewhat helping make things better. But
it is.
How important do you think the just keeping of data, archives, is important, especially in the media world?
Yes, it is. It is very, excuse me. It is very important, because with what we're doing now, when we're telling our stories, we intend to bring in videos, photographs, and all these type of things and get it involved so you can tell the story well.
Yes.
And in doing research, we've realized that there's so much that is missing, so much that we don't have. And I think we need to, Uncle Hassam, I think he's at the NCAC, National Council for Arts and Culture.
Yeah.
So he's doing quite a good job. So if you do go to him, he's trying to, it's getting better, But I think going forward, we need to archive as much as possible, because anything I do, I make sure that we're archiving as much as we, whatever we're getting, to just make research easier for those that are going to come after us as well, So it's very important to preserve our history.
Very, very true. Very, very important.
Yeah, it is. It is very important. And now with the age of social media and cameras and everything else, it makes life even easier. It was difficult before because we didn't have all of these things. But now that we do, let's just make sure we archive as much as possible. So my 3-year-old son will be able to see things like this when he grows up.
Yes, he should be able to see it. How mother is struggling with the mayor of West region.
You made me sing. Oh my God, on live. This is exceptional.
The Musso Media House, right?
Yeah.
You have different. I mean, you have different parts to it, if I must say.
Yes.
How exactly is 2021 going to be? You have Gambia's Got, and you equally have the introductory part of individuals that you do, like highlights. I saw.
Yes. So what we've done is What I wanted to do, like I said earlier, it's all about talking about those who came before us,
yeah.
those that did great, phenomenal things that possibly we have forgotten about. And I think for us to move forward, we need to go back. So that's the Africa's Got. And it's not just for Gambia per se. I started with Gambia because that's the obvious place to start, because that's where home is. So I can't go and start celebrating people outside and not celebrate my own first. So yeah, so Africa's Got is for that. And then we've got the unsigned hype. Excuse me. Yeah, so then we've got unsigned hype. So an unsigned hype, this is my thing. The 10 years that I've been researching and looking at the media industry in Gambia and everything else, I believe that we only focus on 20% of the population. We recycle those individuals, and what we do is we show what those individuals have done over and over and over again. When there is an Ibrahima or a Fatu who is equally talented and wants to showcase themselves, to show what they too can do, but there is no platform to do that. So what I wanted to do is to invite those individuals to tell their story and expose themselves and give them a platform so they too feel like they're being celebrated by somebody else and not just them going on Snapchat or going on TikTok and just showing what they can do. We need to encourage the 80%. We need to let others know that if you have a talent and you can do something, we would push and promote you. Hence why I've got the unsigned hype. I've also got the education sector. And like you said, do we depend on the history of what the white man has taught us? Our education as well, since 1965, the way our education was done is to satisfy the colonial masters. When they left, did we change it for our own development to satisfy us? So what is happening with our education? Because if you look at schools like Ndao's Comprehensive, you look at Gambia High School, and you think these were one of the top schools in Gambia. What happened? So we have to discuss these issues. And I feel like as citizens, we can't just always depend and wait for the government to do something. We also need to take responsibility, and we have to not just speak up, but do something about it. So I would be going and showcasing schools as well, talking about what they're doing. And if there's anybody out there who used to be a former student of any of these schools and you feel like there's something you can do, why not? You know, we've got the environment as well that we're going to do. And also startups. Gambia is full of entrepreneurs and startups. We need to promote their businesses. Some of them can't afford to be advertising all the time. We need to encourage them. We need to let them come and have a platform as well where they could discuss and show what they can do. So that's what Musso Media House is all about. Bringing unknowns to the forefront.
Bringing the unknown to the forefront. Appreciate
yes.
Now, as fascinating as that is, do you have help? And I'm saying this because most young people in the country, individuals, especially in Gambia, really associate themselves with the hype surrounding an individual. For example, no pun intended. For example, Kill Fatu or the Fatu Network. You understand? It's people associate themselves with it because there's already a hype to the individuals.
Absolutely.
To the owners of the brand. So do you get support? Do you get help? Do you get people coming over to somewhat maybe volunteer to be part of the team? How do you do that?
Okay, at the moment, presently, it's financed by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have got a team, and I have got an incredible team, and they're very supportive. And also, like I said, Musso Media House is a collective effort. The people that I've brought together are people who are equally passionate about what I am doing, and they see the longer, they see the vision, they understand the vision. The guy that I work with, who is absolutely phenomenal, amazing. It's like you just tell him your ideas. He knows exactly what you want. He goes out there, films, does his thing. edit, and so patient. So I'd personally like to say thank you so much to him, because he is an exceptional human being as well. So yeah, the people I'm working with, we share the vision. It's a collective effort, and we've just started. And thus far, what we've done, I think it looks good. And I'm not in a rush. Because if you want to achieve greatness, you have to take your time. And I am taking my time. But I also welcome people that would want to come and partner with us. Absolutely. That we're open to that. I have had some offers, and they have not been what I am looking for. Okay. If it was for the halis and the money, I would have jumped on it. Totally jumped on it and said, yes, where do I sign? But the picture and the vision is greater than what they want to give me. So I'll take my time until the right offers come. But in the meantime, I feel like we always talk about Gambia to them, all these negativity that we talk about. I want to tell our own story. I don't want somebody else to come from America or England. Kudos to them. But I think our story needs to be told by us. And that's what we're trying to achieve at Musso Media House.
I'm going to poke the bear a little bit.
Yeah.
You did interviews with phenomenal individuals. Just
yeah.
A resume. You spoke to the president Tijan Kaba.
Tijan Kaba. That was years ago in my GRTS days. I interviewed him. Yes.
Yeah. So we currently have a president that we're somewhat trying to understand at this point. I think I always say this: we asked for a superhero and forgot to check whether he could fly. Mm-hmm. If you were to interview our current president, well, what's one question that you would not, regardless, even if it's not on your sheet, is something that you would not miss to find out an answer from him?
See, you've taken me onto the political route, because damn if you do, damn if you don't. So to speak. You know what I mean? As my focus is on the 80% of those who have not been recycled and those that we haven't continued to speak about all the time, I wouldn't, let's say if I was going to interview him, my concern would be more about the youth. Yeah, my concern would be more about the youth. But I always believe in something as well. We as a people, we always tend to think, like you just said, we thought he was going to be amazing. He was going to fly. He was going to do this. He was going to come with superpowers and stuff like that. Let us never stop taking individual responsibility, even if we've put a God, so to speak, you know, into that position. We always need to make sure that as individuals, as citizens of that country, we have to also take individual responsibility. You want something, what are you doing to get what you want? Instead of sitting there and talking about everything that is negative and everything that you don't have, what have you done today to make sure you achieve it tomorrow? So yes, he has a responsibility to us as a nation because we've put him there. But what do you think? What kind of change do you think that individual can do with us as a collective effort, united as a nation? When we came together, what did we do in 2016? So we can't always be pointing the finger. You know, yes, he has to do something. Absolutely, he has to. But it's just like just picking up the trash on the streets. It's nasty or whatever. You get your neighbors together and you clean it up. You've given your bit for the day. So we have to also contribute. We also have to do something, you know. So, but man, politics been like what they get. Like I said, I'm not the expert in politics. So I leave it to those that are the experts, the Fatou Camaras, the Fatou Tourés and stuff like that. For me, I want to talk about the individuals in your hamne. They want to come into the forefront. And I want to also celebrate those who did amazing things in the past. So the political route is not for me. I'm not an expert in that. But if you ask me about television and film, I am an expert.
Final question.
Yes.
What would you say is your purpose?
My purpose. Wow. My purpose in life. I want to leave a legacy whereby my children will be proud to say, my mom did that. And it's not just one thing, as in just seeing mommy on the television or whatever. But mommy was on the television and she created change. She made change happen, and it's still going on. It continues. I don't just want to, I've gone to the point now, I'm not too interested in being in front of the camera anymore. Very rarely you see me in front of the camera. I want to bring unknown people, like the girl that is doing most of the presenting and most of the topics that we cover, Saida, who is absolutely amazing. Saida is an unknown, but she's also a quick learner. I want to pass the baton on, and I want to teach other people to also understand that when you have the baton, you just don't hold on to it. You have to pass it on and pass it on. And that's the legacy that I want to leave, so people can understand that we're great, we're amazing individuals, and Gambia didn't them, but we need to collectively get ourselves together and achieve that success and the dream that we yearn for.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ma Nyenya Dumbbell.
You said it perfectly. Ma Nyenya Dumbbell. Thank you so much.
I want to say thank you so much for.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me. It's been absolutely amazing, and I also want to commend you. I know. Do you remember now?
Oh,
you still don't remember?
Oh my God! See, don't do that.
Oh my God! I can't believe that you can't even remember that we shared a stage together. Anyways, you are amazing. You are absolutely amazing in what you do. Do you remember now?
Yeah, G concert.
Yes, the G concert. Yeah. I think it was an interesting one for me. Very interesting one. I think I was out of my element as well. I was not, and I didn't. Yeah, it is what it is. But Danny, thank you so much for having me. You're an amazing, amazing individual, and thank you for also doing the same thing, because you're also passing the baton. You're passing it on. Basically, by celebrating people, letting them come and talk about what they're trying to do and what they're trying to achieve. So thank you so much for that. You're an amazing, amazing person, and your talent as well. Danny, why did you leave Gambia? Gambia needs you,
Listen,
Danny, you're the lad there on it. I'm going to take you and the missus together.
I am there in spirit, and I think I had to make the decision promptly, but it's important. I think it's mostly for family reason. My daughter was being born, and it was going to be hard at the state at which she was in to be in Gambia. And I don't know what I would have done if, there was the whole COVID and she's in Gambia and there's somewhat of an emergency. So basically, I'm just looking at it from that perspective. But sure, for sure, I'm Gambian, and
But you're still giving back. That's the most important thing. You could have come to America and thought, I'm not going to do it anymore. But you're continuing it and you're doing it, and I'm so proud of what you've achieved, and everything I've heard about you has been absolutely amazing. And to your wife and sister-in-law as well, they're amazing women, and I'm proud of what they're doing as well. And so yeah, this is what we need to do. We have to lift each other up, we have to support each other, and we have to be each other's keeper. It's not a competition. We're doing the same thing, which is we're trying to push the country forward. So together we can, and individually we never can. So yeah.
You heard it right there. Well, the most important it is for you to currently just follow, and you certainly can catch Musso Media House on Facebook,
yes,
on Instagram right here, or
all social media handles. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yeah, so
and we have shows every Friday.
Yeah, so the show is every Friday. Catch it out right there. I appreciate you guys. Next week Friday, I'm not on because it's my birthday. I love you guys so much. Sunday, I will be
Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You have a blessed week. Have an amazing rest of the year. And 2021, we will see each other at the end of the finish line.
Inshallah.
Yes.